Whew. All right. So, hello, wonderful people of the channel.
Hi, friends.
I don't know how and why, but we somehow reached 3,000 subscribers. Yay! So
Thank you all.
yeah. So right now I have the wonderful Finchkell with me for an interview. Okay, that was an awkward pause, but okay. So I have Finchkell over as a guest because I thought, hey, since we're making milestones, why not just talk with the rest of the team while we're reaching said milestones? And we're gonna start with you, the person who arguably I've had like the most interaction with for this channel. So how about you introduce yourself?
Hi, friends. I'm Finchkell, or if it's easier for you, Torin. I'm real big baby at this.
Okay,
Red got me on this literally just because I mentioned that I was interested in the possibility of voice acting, and she forcibly dragged me into this wonderful channel that I help her out on and have had a ton of fun being a part of. So
we're def gonna listen to the ballroom fandom for the anniversary.
No. I'm not doing that.
Okay, so celebrating this little milestone, I have a few questions for our dear Finchy Bird over here. And that's pretty much it. I had like nothing planned for like this milestone. It just crept up to us like, oh, we just reached 2,000 subscribers, and then before I knew it, oh, we already reached 3,000 subscribers. What are we gonna do? We didn't even celebrate for 2,000 subscribers.
Exactly. We thank you all tons for like how much support you've given us. It's meant a lot.
Really, it does because like even though we're kind of the smaller amount of like subscribers compared to the others, the videos amount of views doesn't reflect that. I'm still surprised we hit like 10,000, 20,000 regularly on our comic dubs, and it's just blowing my mind. Like, how is this possible? Insane.
We're really glad you're enjoying it.
Really, honestly, yeah. It's also kind of fun to see the comments. Like you guys will like put like the interactions or like memes, and every time you say you did a good job, it really means a lot because yay, hours of editing and recording was not put to waste. Yo, dude, there was like this one comic that where I spent like 3 hours and like 4 seconds of the edit, and I'm just, I need a break. Need a break. Anyway,
I need to breathe.
let's start with the Q&A. Okay, so my first question is, can you believe it's been a year since?
Fuck no. Pardon my French. I'm sorry. Excuse my language. I was just talking about this with Red earlier, but like, it still only feels like I've been doing this for half a year, and even then, when I was doing it for half a year, it didn't feel like half a year. It feels like maybe it's been 8 months. It does not feel like almost a full year. Not at all.
It's insane. I
Honestly.
didn't even notice, like, if I didn't notice the subscriber count creeping on us, what more the time, right?
Like, on one hand, it feels like it's only been 8 months, but on the other hand, it feels like the first time that I recorded or anything feels so long ago. So it's like, it's a weird balance.
I told
there
you
where
we're
I
gonna
have-
watch that ballroom fandom.
Shut up. No. I have like no concept of time is the point. Zero
So,
concept of time.
You know, I can introduce you the concept of time through watching that ballroom fandom.
Bold of you to assume I'm interested in the concept of time.
Who says I'm like not gonna force you to it? Anyway.
Good luck with that.
But
You're gonna
anyway,
need it.
what does it feel like growing with the channel? Since I basically took you under my wing, I am basically your teacher when it comes to voice acting. I don't know if I'm a good teacher. Like, I think I'm a coach at best, but not even like a professional coach. But you know, like you really started out this thing with a clean slate, and now you're even like been invited for collabs and stuff. What does it feel like?
First of all, you're a wonderful teacher.
Yay!
Second of all, it's really nice. It definitely feels really cool, and it's a wonderful thing to be able to, like, see myself grow and see how far we come, like, both in terms of, like, how I improve and as well as seeing how far the channel comes and meeting all these new people and, like, collaborating with them and how much more stuff we're taking on and how much more, like, what's the word? How much more capable of things that we are. Of, like, because, you know, back when maybe a 3-4 page long comic was, like, really long for us, now we're taking on, like, 15-page comics, and it's it's kind of crazy.
It's like same as always at this point. Doing 15-page comics like it's nothing, you know?
Love
That's
that
insane.
for us.
I think we lost concept of length after we started doing Prison Tower.
Yeah, honestly, that's a fair point.
Okay, so my next question is, did you have, like, any favorites so far for the channel, like favorite moment, favorite video, favorite comment, favorite highlight, whatsoever?
Okay, so I'd say this is probably, like, I love so much of the channel, I love so much of what we've done, and I've loved so many of our videos and such, but definitely, like, one of the most outstanding things to me was the first time that we gathered, like, it was right after we had finished casting for Prison Tower, and we had a scheduled call for the whole cast to do a cold read of the entire comic. And for, like, this would be the first time that majority of the cast would be looking at it and seeing it. So we had Red, myself, Kiri was there because he'd be doing the video editing. We had Mia there because she'd be helping with sound. Was Fufu there? Fufu was there, right?
Yeah, Fufu was there.
Yeah, we had Fufu there. We had Haru
doing memes
as well. And unfortunately, Sippy nor Kat were able to make it, so we had to fill in for them that night. And
at that time, Kat was just finished moving, and she was also spending the weekend with her family, and then Sippy was gonna be late because of work.
Yeah. So when Sippy had given us notice in advance, and Red had found out at, like, what was it, like 2 a.m. for you? It was 2 a.m. She woke up, she saw that Sippy couldn't make it, and then she messaged Kiri, like, hey, can you take over for Sippy, you know, during the cold read later tonight?
No, I didn't even ask him.
Oh, you told him, that's right, you told him, like, hey, you're playing And then, but then I wasn't so lucky because Kat, we waited a little bit for Kat, and then it turned out she couldn't show up, which is completely fine, completely understandable. And Red just kind of turned to me and she's like, Torin, I need you to play Mashu. And I sat there like, what the fuck are you talking about? And it was terrifying, first of all, because this was only, like, I don't know, like, what, a couple months in, maybe, was it half a year? I don't know. No concept of time, like I said. But I did not feel anywhere near as experienced as anyone else in that call. And having to act alongside them, doing a cold read, absolutely terrifying. Not to mention the fact that Mashu is the one who starts off the comic. So I had no warning, and I just had to, like, yeah, sure, I guess I'm playing her. And as well as the fact that Mashu was completely out of my comfort zone, because I've never played, like, never, like, I guess seriously played a soft character or a sensitive character like Mashu. So I had to impromptu voice act for Mashu alongside Haru and Eddie and Kiri and Red. And while it was indeed absolutely terrifying, I would absolutely do it again, and it was genuinely one of the coolest nights of my life, because just being able to sit there and act out that story and having, like, you know, these voices, like, reply to me and having that interaction in character is something that is just so cool to me, and it was such an incredible experience, and I really hope we're able to do more cold reads in the future because they are honestly so much fun. Still very nerve-wracking, but amazing.
How about video? Like, do you have any favorite video we've done so far? It's gonna be tough because we've done a lot.
Yeah.
We've done a lot.
It's funny actually, like I was on call with a friend and I just randomly decided like I'm gonna have like a quick playlist of stuff that I've been in just so I can keep track of it. And it's only been like 8-9 videos and it feels like a lot more, but that's just whack. It is hard to pick a favorite video. I really love every like part that I play. They're just a lot of fun. I mean, Become the Queen definitely has a special place in my heart because, you know, it was my first comic dub and it was a very big technical first step because it was an extremely emotional comic and I was playing an emotional character, and the only other voice acting I'd done previously was for Chinatsu in the Ballroom fandom that I'm not going to watch.
Come on.
And she's so deadpan in that dub, and I was even more deadpan. Like I genuinely sounded dead, because I had no sense of how emotions worked in voice. So then, stepping immediately into this role where I am currently dying, and I need to like give this person like my final words and convince her to continue living, is like a huge step. But I'm very proud of what I was able to do with it, and I'm very thankful for Red to continue pushing me and helping me and guiding me in getting better at that throughout that process.
Honestly, the video honestly ages well in my opinion, because no matter how many times I watch it, I can still feel the same emotions we had when we were like working on it. Mm-hmm. It's just such a beautiful message, you know?
Definitely. I don't know. I really like all the other parts that I've played. I've had so much fun with, and I've received a lot of compliments on characters that I've played, which I am so grateful for. Thank you all so much. You're so nice to me. I'm really glad, like, you know, that people like my voice and people like hearing it and think that it matches this character or that character. It's great. It's a great feeling.
It is. It definitely is. Honestly, when we started this channel, we had nothing.
Nothing.
Literally. Like, we had no connections to the FGO community. We only had, there was only me, you, and Arnie, and we were like, hey, this looks really fun. Let's do this. And we just kept on doing it before we knew we actually had an audience. That still blows my mind. Like, we have an audience. Can you imagine that? What has been your biggest obstacle when it comes to this channel so far?
Not spilling water on my couch while I'm trying to record. That's a joke. That's a complete joke.
Are you sure? Are you sure about that?
It was a challenge, I'll admit that. I don't know. I feel like I know that I still definitely have a long way to go. I know there's a lot of stuff that I can improve on that I want to work on improving on. I feel like a challenge that I've had to not constantly, but very often, like, do retakes for and look back on and like change this and that, is just putting like the right amount of energy into my takes. And I don't know how common of a problem this is, but I know that like I struggle. I'll like go back and listen to takes and I'll realize like, wow, I have no energy in this. I sound like so tired. I sound so dead. How did I record this thinking that I had energy in this?
I told you were chaotic.
Okay, leave me alone.
Leave me.
So, like, I'll listen to these and then, you know, I'll send in lines and then I'll get feedback on them saying, like, you need to put more energy into this, and I'll listen back to it and I'll be like, holy shit, they're completely right. I am so dead in this. And then I'll re-record it and I'll put, like, a lot more energy into it than I initially thought I was capable of. And, like, it turns out, obviously, better afterwards, but I need to, like, try and get that amount of energy in the first takes more often, I think. Oh, Also,
Maybe I should have started off with an energetic character so you won't like start off with deadpan Chinatsu.
also, live directing. That's terrifying. Horrible. Absolutely terrifying. I stalled for an hour and 40 minutes. But it was fun, and it was a good time. So, it was okay. It worked out in the end.
So I've been in both sides of live directing. I've both been the actor and the director. And if there's anything I've learned is that I can relate. As an actor, when you're being live directed, it is so nerve-wracking. But when you're the director, I can just chill.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do more live directing. Maybe we can do an abridged someday. Maybe.
Perhaps.
Or maybe we can like dub one of the FGO mangas. That would be cool. Like just open the manga and we have like no context of what's going on.
I nod, pretending like I know what's going on. When Red got me into this, I had not watched Fate. I do not play Fate Grand Order. I did not know what the fuck was happening. I didn't understand majority of anything. So I kind of had to do my own research or just guess on the context for some of the comics. And by this point, you know, I've watched like 3 of the animes. I have a really good grasp on at least how the game functions. I understand.
Who's your
enough.
best girl? Who's your best girl? I mean, you have to talk about your best girl. Come on, we talk about the anime. I might as well talk about your favorite girl.
I love Rin so much. I adore her.
So if anyone has ever interacted with me about the FSN anime, you would know that I am a big fan of Sakura. Now, imagine that love I have for Sakura and just turn that into Rin. And that's basically Finchie. Actually, you know what? Maybe that's why you love your name so much, because it's Torin. You know, Rin, Torin. Get it?
No.
Oh, man.
You just take the first part of Suzuka's last name, and then Rin.
Oh man.
I'm just Rin Kinney.
Rin Kinney.
I've called myself out. I've outed myself. I'm actually an AU Rin Kinney where her name is Torin.
Torin. Oh man. What does that mean? Oh yeah. Added context. We talk about Kinneys in my server. And the conclusion was that apparently I am a Marie Kinney. Kiri,
I am calling you out. You are an Emiya Kinney.
he is he loves Shiro very much. He is a Shiro Kinney. How about Eddie? Is Eddie a Kinney?
Eddie's just a puppy. Furry.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, Eddie's the puppy. Haru's a cat who's doing his own thing. She's a bird who's singing to her own tune. And then you have Sith Gem.
I feel like Ryusuke is also a cat.
He just comes and goes.
Yeah. He's just chill like that.
Yeah, he's the chill kind of cat. He's not like...
Yeah, no, he's the chill kind of cat, definitely.
And then you have Sith Gem. Sith, honey, I love you, but I'm still shook with who you're a Kinney of.
I love you, Sith.
Okay. Okay. Oh boy. My last question is, aside from like what you mentioned a while ago, where you want to do more cold reads, what other stuff do you want us to do for the channel in the future? And not just the channel, your voice acting endeavors. There you go.
Ooh, heck if I know. I know, like, as a channel, we've definitely planned on doing more projects outside of just Fate stuff, so like maybe branching into other. I know we've done other fan dubs for other franchises as well, like Haseki no Kuni and Your Turn to Die. I definitely want to like reach into that a little more and try out some other, I guess,
Fandoms?
fan bases and such. Definitely like Danganronpa, definitely I don't know, some other video games we're interested in. Can't really think of any off the top of my head, but I definitely want to branch out and find more, I guess, both like material comics in those fan bases, as well as possibly like, you know, other people, other voice actors who are interested in that kind of thing and would be interested in collaborating and making more content and stuff with us. As for my own quote-unquote voice acting career, I solely exist within the realm of Red's channel. I don't have I don't make my own, you know, voice acting videos. I don't make my own dubs. I don't audition for things outside of this. All my voice acting is like centered around like projects that Red does, and I just kind of lend my voice to it. Like, here, you know, you want someone to play this character, I got you. And recently I have been helping out with other people's videos as well. Like, I was in Yusuke's trailer dubs as Rin, my best girl. And I'm going to be in another project which will be on Red's channel but is directed by Eddie. So it's technically someone else's project.
Technically, yeah.
So I've been like branching out a tiny bit to where I don't only exist within Red's sphere. But I do eventually want to try auditioning for more projects and putting myself more out there rather than just staying within this little circle. I don't know, you know, like how far I'll take it. I don't know if I'll ever try and get into the industry, or if I ever want to try like making money from it, or if I just want to keep it as a hobby. But for now, I'm just enjoying what I do, and it's fun working with the people that I meet and being able to create these things with them, because it's such a fantastic and unique like experience to be able to use your voice and create like all these different videos and different stories and stuff and tell those stories. And I think that's really neat, and I would love to continue doing that.
Aww. That sounds so sweet. Hearts in the chat, everyone. Hearts in the chat.
Absolutely.
Hearts in the chat. And that wraps up all the questions that
Heck yeah.
that I have prepared for this little interview thing. So there's only one last thing we're gonna announce. So we're basically doing a semi long-term project. I say it's semi long-term because it's pretty long. It's quite long. So basically we asked so I posted a preview of it a while back in the community tab. We asked permission from Riko-san to translate and dub their comic, which actually had no title. So I had to put in the title myself. So we call it King's Return, and it's basically an AU where the Gudas, both female and male versions of Fujimaru Ritsuka, exist as twins, and then the male one summons Casgil in an alternate universe of a Holy Grail war, and it's actually really neat. It's like kind of fan fiction come to life, sort of kind of thing. I'm super excited to like start doing it. I'm opening auditions for this particular project. I kind of want to reach out and see if like other people want to join in this train ride with me and my team. Even though we're 99% of the time we're just posting memes, to be honest. But yeah. So yeah, it's called King's Return. It's gonna be a manga dub. It's gonna be semi long term because last I checked, it's like what, 81 pages, 98 pages long, 66 of which is already translated. The rest I have like asked my translator to do, because we kind of want to focus on the first 66 first, because that's already hefty on its own. But
so I've been slowly making my way in typesetting all the translations that we've gotten. So we're like doing this from the translations and the typesetting from the ground up. So
pretty much.
It's a big boy project.
Yeah, and we just don't want to mess it up because the artist was like so gracious enough to allow us to translate and dub it. So We just want to make it the best it could be to bring it to life. I haven't seen a lot of these. I think the reason why there's actually a lot of doujins where they do AU Holy Grail Wars, but no one has been able to dub it because one, it's not translated, or two, if it is translated, it's really hefty, it's really long. But since I am fortunate enough to have an awesome team by my side, we're gonna dedicate ourselves to actually do this project as well. So TLDR, I'm just gonna put a TLDR. We're opening a casting call for a new manga dub. It's called King's Return. It's basically an AU where Fujiwara Ritsuka summons Castiel in a Holy Grail War. And I hope you guys audition for it. We kind of want to meet new people. If we don't find people who actually fit the characters, as per usual, we're just gonna get the people we know. AKA, we're gonna get Torin as Gil. Anyway, that's
Zashoot.
Zashoot. No, you're gonna say mongrel. Alright, that's it. And
Thank you, friends.
thank you so much again. Thank you for 3,000 subscribers. We honestly never thought we're gonna hit this milestone. Now, I don't know if it's an impossible goal, but maybe we can hit 4K before the year ends. Maybe.
Maybe. We'll see.
We'll see. Okay. Anyway, bye.
Bye, friends. Thank you.